And hello, everybody, and welcome back to One-on-One, New York's longest-running sports call-in show. If you want to give us a call in at 718-817-2750 to join the conversation. We're talking the Knicks.
You know, that intro seemed a little too calm with that music in the background. I was waiting for,
I know.
Welcome!
I know, could have been something way more intense, but I probably would have given it more energy, I think, if the Knicks weren't down 2-0.
Go, New York, go, New York, go!
Unfortunately, the New York Knicks are down 2-0 in the Eastern Conference Finals to the Indiana Pacers. They dropped both of the first two games at Madison Square Garden. Kind of a little bit embarrassing there.
A little?
That's crazy.
Hold on. I want to hold up
home court.
I want to hold up a newspaper.
And they can't. I can't lie. I love when Kurt brings in the daily news for segments. It's really, really good. He did this during the World Series last year, too.
The camera can see this, but
I bet it can.
Just hold it up.
I bet it can.
They named street signs after the Knicks, and they dropped 2-0. All right?
Oh,
street
yeah.
signs.
I forgot about the Jalen Brunson Avenue.
Shout out Mayor Eric Adams for naming the street signs
for Landry
against the Knicks. And they named them after Huck Porty and Landry Shamet.
No, they didn't. No,
every member of the Knicks roster has a street sign.
All right, to be fair, the Knicks fans did take over 7th Avenue after they beat the Celtics.
Well, this is not the Celtics anymore.
Where are they now?
No,
where are they now?
Is that Jalen Brunson's father?
They're down to... Okay, all right, settle down. Tyrese Halliburton. I want to put a little bit of respect on that man's name because... Going into this playoffs, I was absolutely not worried about the Indiana Pacers whatsoever. My two concerns for the New York Knicks were the Boston Celtics and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Mm-hmm. And I thought with Mitchell Robinson back, the Knicks match up with Cleveland a little bit better than they did the Celtics. Turns out the Celtics were kind of a shell of their former selves, and the Knicks got through Boston pretty simply. But Indiana was actually kind of showing a false front. They are much, much better than I thought they were. And Tyrese Halliburton has also outperformed my expectations in this playoffs.
I don't know why everyone thought Tyrese Halliburton was some bum. I don't really understand where this notion came from.
I don't know either.
I don't understand also where the notion came from that the Pacers were bums.
I was really convinced that the Pacers were just not at all
when did this
an
happen?
Issue whatsoever.
It's just because the Pacers,
Is it because they're from Indiana?
No, it's because you look at the team, right? You look at this roster right now, and it's like...
You act like the Knicks roster's any more impressive.
It is.
It isn't more impressive.
Starting five to starting five.
Starting five to starting five.
Easily more impressive.
Knicks compared to the Pacers. If you showed me this roster, other than probably Karl Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson,
two pretty big people.
Actually, not Jalen Brunson, but
names.
If you were telling me, but I'm saying in general, the other supporting cast around them, I'm not going to say they're super impressive.
It's more impressive than
Pascal
Indiana.
Siakam and Tyrese Halliburton are pretty impressive names.
But I'm taking Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns over Tyrese Halliburton and Pascal Siakam.
At the moment, they're both walking both. I wouldn't take Karl Anthony Towns. Karl Anthony Towns can't play defense a lick. That's another reason why he can't play. He's scoring crazy. He's scoring, and he's out in the fourth quarter because he can't play defense. You traded for him. You traded a lot of assets.
They do
Julius
switch Mitchell
Randle,
Robinson in for
and
him.
You traded a lot of assets, including Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo, who are defensive anchors. DiVincenzo more specifically, because Julius Randle gets lost on defense. Karl Anthony Towns can't. I think I can out. I'm not gonna. I think I can outplay Karl Anthony Towns on defense.
On defense,
I don't know what he does.
I guess you seem like a hustle player.
He can't.
Inside,
he doesn't.
In the paint, it's fine because he's just a big body. It works exactly like Mitchell Robinson.
Great in the paint, that he's fine. But
I'll agree, his perimeter defense is awful.
Just gets right by him, or he'll just leave Miles Turner wide open, and he'll let him shoot threes.
That happens so many times.
I have a question: Do the Knicks just think that every center is like Mitchell Robinson and can't shoot? Because Miles Turner has upped his three-point game all season, averaging 15 points a game, and you're leaving him wide open.
That's the baffling thing, too, is because Karl Anthony Towns is also supposed to be another option from three for the Knicks.
The Knicks don't like letting him shoot threes.
No.
They don't even run plays to get Karl Anthony Towns the ball open above the arc.
No,
every time he winds up with an open three, have you noticed how it's like a chase down rebound that he's running after and there's just no one around him? He just immediately pulls from 2 feet behind the line.
Stupid too because Cat's so tall on that team, and really the Pacers, that's one of the main things. They don't have much height. Why don't you let Cat shoot that? No one's
Their
going to be able to guard him
their
that much.
backup center just doesn't exist.
Thomas Bryant.
Yeah.
Like, I forgot he was in the league.
Thomas
until
Bryant came in the
yesterday.
game. Miles Turner went down the tunnel in the first half last night, and Thomas Bryant came out near the end of the half and immediately got 2 fouls, like within
Yeah.
the first 2 minutes that he was on the
terrible.
floor.
He's not good. He's really bad, and the Knicks can take advantage of that because they have one capable center in Mitchell Robinson and then Karl Anthony Towns.
It was weird though. Who did they run into that? Like the Pacers basically stumbled across someone who could kind of box out Mitchell Robinson underneath the basket, and I think it.
Talking about last night,
Yeah,
I think a lot of it just has to do with that the Pacers switch everything.
it might
and
have been
also
Obi Toppin.
Obi Toppin plays really
To
good
be honest,
paint defense.
he only had
kind
2
of,
rebounds, but
as well as just like the Pacers are good at just like switching on everything. So like even if you have like Nimhard and then someone else goes on him, like their double teams are insufferable for the Knicks. That's like the only thing I could say, that they're so good and they don't let up. Their pace of play is at 99.8 on the season.
what's so crazy about this game is that the Knicks got punched in the mouth in the first quarter.
Shout out Pascal Siakam going on a 12-0 run by himself.
I got to
Yeah.
talk about Spicy P a bit, you know?
That was it. Yeah, go crazy with
as a-
Spicy P.
As a Raptors fan, I'm so happy to see this guy succeed. For like the past 2 years, I've had this opinion on him. He is the best second option in the league, and I'm not talking about okay. Obviously, someone like Jaylen Brown.
He helped win a championship.
Obviously, someone like
Toronto.
Jaylen Brown, okay, right? He's a second option to the Celtics. He's a better player than Pascal Siakam. But who can play that second role better? Who can play that second player role? Pascal Siakam knows exactly how to play that second player role. And that's why I'm not saying he's the best player at that second player option, but he knows how to play that second option so well. And that's what makes him the best in the league at it.
Joe, our producer Joe Henry just said in my ear, Luka, but Luka's not a second option anymore. Right now, LeBron's the second option.
Yeah, that's
But yes, I agreed.
Luka's-
But if we're gonna say all-time second option, I don't think LeBron or Luka have ever been the second option on their teams until now.
And let me
Put on the producer mic, Joe, and let's hear it.
I don't have much more to say. We're talking about 2 generational guys. No disrespect to Spinny P. I've always been a Siakam guy ever since he has let us cruise in the playoffs a little bit. But I mean it doesn't compare. And all respect to Pascal Siakam. And I think he fits the role of a second option well. And I agree with you on
He is.
that area, Trey. But in terms of how good you are as a player,
Oh yeah.
just raw,
is Pascal
I don't think he
Siakam
really compares.
is Pascal
Definitely,
Siakam
I agree with you, Joe. I agree with you on that.
No, but
is
like,
Siakam the
he's-
Klay Thomas of Scottie Pippins?
Trey, Tucker, I don't know, mute the mic.
Just turn off the microphone.
I'm trying to figure out, like, he's
No, but,
saying
like-
that Pascal Siakam is a second option, but he's like the best second
'Cause he-
option in
'cause
the
if
NBA.
you really
But I
think
feel like
about-
he's not quite like there are definitely second options that are better
But
than
if
Pascal
you
Siakam.
but if you really think about the best second options in the league that have been second options their entire
Well,
career,
what is he like? Top
It's
20,
like
top 25
Jalen,
players in
it's
the
like
league.
Jaylen Brown, Pascal Siakam. I don't even like who else would that be on that list? It would
I
be
know.
like
A-Dub.
yeah, I guess
Who?
A-Dub.
Oh, okay.
But after that, like I don't think there is many other like legendary second options that I'm really like in my mind thinking of.
He's
And Karl
played
Anthony
so
Towns.
well.
Carl Anthony Towns wasn't the second. It's so hard with those Wolves teams to know who is the first and the second option on those teams because Cat and Ant did like 2 things both like on off nights they would both go off or one would go off, one wouldn't, one wouldn't, and then one night they would probably have 2 good games, but then the rest of the team wouldn't be doing anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I don't.
Ooh, so just looking at I'm looking at the box score for Game 2 last night. Karl Anthony Towns had 20 points in 28 minutes, but he also had a plus-minus of minus 20. So he was a net 0.
He played in 27 minutes and he did not play in the fourth quarter.
Actually, that's not a net 0. Isn't that an
He's
actual
minus.
minus
He's
20?
minus.
So
He's
the
minus
Pacers
20.
scored 40 points while
Yeah.
he was on the floor.
He's minus 20. Also, the Knicks as a whole, as a starting lineup, are minus 15 on the night.
Yeah, that's
Because
that's
because
pathetic.
because
well, they played the
Tibbs-
whole game.
Because Tibbs, I've said this about 1 billion times the entire year. Tibbs has a set menu, and it doesn't change.
He's getting outcoached by Carlisle.
It does
100%.
not change that the Tibbs set menu.
That's
Tibbs sets-
okay. Like
Tibbs sets
anybody
the
can
table.
outcoach Tibbs doing what he
Tibbs-
does if they
Tibbs
just have a
sets-
lineup that works.
Tibbs sets the table, and he'll just leave the dishes there as people keep eating on them because that's just what he does. He does not change things. He doesn't include people. He'll play campaign for 9 minutes, and it won't matter.
Campaign got he got legitimate minutes at the start of the fourth quarter when
really
the clutch
chopped.
player of the year is on the
I'm
team.
really chopped. I got a good cut.
Yeah, campaign is chopped because the only thing I saw him do in that game was throw a ball over the backboard and turn it over.
With that
Like,
weird, with that
Jalen
weird
Brunson also
jumper.
did that.
Because he chucks shots.
Hang on,
Jalen
I gotta
Brunson
see
is the king
I gotta see the
of
Brunson
chucking shots. Why in the fourth quarter? You can tell
turnover
me
stat
all you
again.
want.
He fixed the turnovers.
I
a
was
little bit.
I was being a little annoying when I was like, oh, Jalen Brunson's a foul baiter at the end of the game when he chucked that 3-point shot up just for no reason, pretty much.
That I don't
It wasn't
know
foul
what that
baiting,
was.
but
No, that wasn't.
he
That was
was
him
putting
actually
effort.
trying to
He
hit
was
the
trying
three
to
end
hit
the
a
game,
three.
or to
He was
He was
Fine.
trying to hit a 3, but at the end of that game, why don't you take the 2 shots? My point of this is, if you think, hey, they're going to give me 2 shots and I might want to get up a 3, why don't you try maybe to fake a shot? Why don't you try to maybe just get fouled and take 2? Because 2 points is better than 0 and a turnover, as well as holding the ball till 5 seconds on the clock. What are you doing wasting the entire shot clock like you have all eternity to play basketball? There was like 15 seconds left. What are you doing? This is my point. Like, he thinks he's Dame. He thinks he's Steph Curry. Like, I understand that he's great in what he does, but he is not nailing on almost half. Like, I don't even know how many foot that would have been. Like 35.
It was deep. Yeah,
It was like
35 's probably
40
fair.
feet or something like that from the basket. You're not nailing that with a hand directly in your face.
Mhm.
And I know I'm going to say this now, and he's going to do some like crazy shot the next time. But the Knicks' offense is, hey, Jalen, here's the ball, go ahead.
Mhm.
That's the whole offense.
You cannot tell me either right now. I mean, I'm sorry. Listen, there's a lot of times where he is very clutch, but there's no way he's right now. He does not look like the clutch player of the year right now. I don't see it in him.
The
Like,
real clutch player of the year is guarding Jalen Brunson.
that's right. And
Tyrese Halliburton has
It's
been
a regular
dog.
season award.
I
It's a
don't care.
regular season award,
But
and
I
we
don't
will be
care.
talking about this.
If you
in
really
a
want me to
like,
talk to you about
next
that,
segment, but
Tyrese Halliburton has been the most clutch player in general in the series.
in the series,
Yeah.
it's a regular season award.
Yeah, but Jalen Brunson's Mr. Clutch Player of the Year.
He's the clutch player of the year.
let's not
and
act like
Buddy
in that
has
OT.
not been clutch.
That first OT, Jalen Brunson was awful in that first game. That was
Also,
terrible.
Can I just touch on somebody real quick? Cardiac McHale. He had the most invisible 20 points I think I've ever seen in my life.
Oh yeah, for real.
I don't even think he
his
touched the
20,
ball.
No, his
Did
scoring
he just
is really
did he write that
invisible.
in? Did he did he go to the scores table at the end of the night
He
and say,
fudged the books.
Give me 20. Because where did 20 points for Mikal Bridges come from?
That was on one free throw as well. Like so, nine
Yeah, I
for
remember
18
when he-
shooting.
I remember when he took that one.
Here's the thing about Mikal Bridges: his misses look awful.
Yeah.
Like there was one.
because he jacked
it was
shots
one
up
play.
too.
He moved into the paint and then tried to do like a little fade. He actually got the defender, so he was wide open, and he shot a 7-foot jumper short off the rim. And I was like, well, that's going to be the only Mikal Bridges shot I remember from this game.
But that's Mikal Bridges though. If he's not being dominant or being the main person that's receiving the ball, he's just gonna start trying to shoot random shots whenever he's open.
His fourth quarters in the last series for the against the Celtics, his fourth quarters were insane.
But
Mikal
that's
Bridges
also
was
just because the Celtics were falling apart.
Mhm.
Shout out Joe Henry who was there watching it live, watching the Celtics fall apart live, even though
it's
high-key
also
didn't want the Celtics
it's
to
also gotten really hard. Sorry, Kurt. It's gotten really hard to watch Josh Hart.
because he's
Yep.
bad.
It's gotten really hard
He's
to
so
watch
he's
Josh
he's
Hart.
actually one of the most overrated players
I
in the
think
league.
I
It's
don't
crazy.
understand why people thought Josh Hart was so good.
Because he plays 43 minutes a night. He gets some good numbers.
But
not
he doesn't
not
put-
anymore. He
but
played
one-
29 last night.
one,
Yeah, 'cause he
he,
sucks.
he gets lulled to sleep on defense. Tyrese Halliburton, there's multiple times where he's just dribbling out the ball, and Josh Hart just gets lost.
When he
Mhm.
can't drive the lane and get to the basket, which is what he normally does. Like you see a Knicks fast break where Josh Hart gets the ball and he just pushes the pace, hesitates a little bit, and then pushes the pace again and goes right to the rack. That's gone.
And-
That's been
But
gone
it's
through the
also-
first
but
two
it's
games
also
he
because-
can't get inside.
because the Pacers are so good at that. But then
Yeah.
the Knicks on the other side of the court leave wide open lanes.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
God,
Miles Turner.
it's bad.
I think
How
Miles
there
Turner,
are so many players open in the corner. I don't understand. Miles Turner is one of them. How seems like there's
just-
always a pacer standing wide open in the
but it's
corner
not
when the
only
Knicks are in
It's
transition.
not only in the corner is the bad part. It is that he has wide open lanes to go and dunk. You can see that there's paths where you could see the 4 guys here, and then one guy will go and switch to the guy on the corner, and then they'll just go around and go to the rack. Because there's no possible way that the Knicks can roll back because Karl-Anthony Towns isn't in the center. For some reason, Mitchell Robinson is guarding up because he has to because no one else can do it because Jalen Brunson can't defend. Karl-Anthony Towns can't defend.
Yeah, it's actually crazy how often the Knicks, one of the few design plays I actually see out of the Knicks because they either do on offense, they either just do a design for Mitchell Robinson to set a high screen for Jalen Brunson, then he goes and does something. But on defense, they're seemingly their only play that they run is to get Jalen Brunson off the ball.
Jalen Brunson the ball.
Get him off the ball on defense.
So I just want to make one point here, and everyone gave me really controversial opinions about this. Jalen Brunson needs another superstar to win.
Okay, listen.
Is Karl-Anthony Towns not another superstar?
Nope.
Are we talking about another superstar? So like a
After
third
all
superstar.
that, they took him off.
No, here's what needs to happen. All right, Josh Hart cannot be on a starting lineup. He needs to go. He needs
Shout
to be
out
sixth
Pelicans,
man.
Jobs Hart.
Josh Hart needs to go to
Don't
the
tell
sixth
me
man.
that, bro. I just got his jersey for Christmas.
Why would you buy?
Knicks fans,
I
they
bought a
gotta
Bruce
stop.
Brown
Because he's the
jersey,
heart
man,
of
and
the city.
and the suffering.
He's the
and
heart
the
of the
suffering
city.
buying
Josh
role
Hart-
players'
Josh
jerseys.
Hart-
Haven't be the energy off the bench.
Josh Hart is really, really good.
You-
I love Josh Hart. He is a
No,
very,
he's good off
very
the bench.
excellent role
I agree with
He
player.
would
Trey.
be an amazing sixth man. Amazing.
He would.
I agree with Trey.
He would. He
I
just
think-
is like he's just playing
I
starter
think
minutes.
that the Knicks need another real superstar to get their minutes. I don't know if you can really call
Who's their
Karl-Anthony
real?
Towns.
Who's the real superstar they're looking for then?
I'm not sure.
What makes Karl-Anthony Towns not a real superstar?
Giannis.
Hold on, let me look at the stats real quick. He was minus 20 in this game. He got benched in the fourth quarter. He doesn't play defense. He barely shoots threes anymore. Tucker,
He
I don't
barely
know what
shoots
else-
threes because the
'cause
Knicks
Tibbs
don't
doesn't
get
write
him the
them up for
ball.
it.
Yeah,
But that's
exactly.
my point is that
They need to
if
get
you're
him
not
there.
going to design plays for him, then he's not he's not going to look like a superstar anymore. So if you're going to get someone that will space the floor out more, so listen to this. If you can get, I said this to my friend who's a Suns fan. If not Suns, if you can get to a Nuggets fan. If you got KD on the Nuggets, they probably win a championship. KD, Murray, and Jokic are king floor spacers. You have to guard one of them, and one of them will always be open.
So we're back to big threes again.
It's not a big. At that point, it's not a big three because
You're
I
still
don't
saying
think
Cat
Jamal
doesn't
Murray,
count.
I don't think
or,
that Jamal
like,
Murray is a big three-piece.
No.
Really, he's not.
It's
He
Jokic
hasn't
and
been
Murray.
it. It's
It's just
Jokic.
Yo-
It's the
it's just
Jokic show.
Jokic.
It's the Jokic show
Listen, they're
with
the best.
Michael Porter Jr. supporting cast.
All right, now MPJ is not
But
getting on the.
My point of
He's
this,
not
ma-
going on
my
the Mount
point of this
Rushmore.
is, the Knicks need someone that will be a threat constantly, that will space the floor enough that will, one, get Karl-Anthony Towns open, two, get Jalen Brunson open looks because he needs open looks, and three, be able to be a scoring threat himself because half this roster is not a scoring threat. The
They
only
play
two scoring
defense.
threats that you have on this whole entire Knicks roster are the people that scored. I'm not even going to call Mikal Bridges a scoring threat because I don't know where he scored.
I didn't see it. Like I actually
didn't
missed
see it.
I watched the whole game and I actually missed all of
I
Mikal
don't
Bridges'
remember.
Only
I
points
don't
for his
remember
face.
any.
Those
I
points.
don't remember Harlan ever saying Mikal Bridges scores. I don't remember that ever. You need someone that's not OG Anunoby that can put hero ball on his back once in a while when he's hot. OG Anunoby's not the answer.
Nope.
Mikal Bridges is not the answer. Karl-Anthony Towns is not the
You
answer.
see, all of this sounds very convincing with the context that the Knicks are down 2. But like,
Yeah.
if they had a win in this
I
series,
still
if
don't
it
think
was
that they're the
1-1,
answers.
I would be inclined not to believe you. But like,
I would be more inclined to believe me if they got swept in the finals because that's what would have happened. They would have been exposed by the OKC Thunder.
Yeah, they
you're
would've
talking
won-
like
they
this
would've won
series is
one.
over.
I'm what
Uh,
the Knicks
Knicks
Pacers?
Pacers.
They
No,
have
but
to
I'm
win
saying
next
I'm
two.
saying if the Knicks went to the finals, they would be exposed by the Oklahoma City Thunder.
They wouldn't get exposed by the Thunder.
Yeah, they would.
Are you kidding me?
The
Tucker,
the,
Tucker,
the Knicks
take
have
off
size.
the rose-colored glasses.
The Knicks
man.
have size.
They match up
So
horrible.
Who's
so
boxing out Mitchell Robinson?
Isaiah Hartenstein,
Nah, dude.
the better
nah.
center,
Hi-
who started
Hartenstein was
over
playing
who
behind
started
him.
over Mitchell Robinson at the end of the season because Mitchell Robinson is made of paper.
He was injured, exactly. Like you said, he's been injured that whole time. He's not made of paper. Mitchell Robinson right now is probably the
Mitchell
best offensive
He
rebounder
is
in the NBA.
Mitchell Robinson is the best player on the Knicks at the moment.
He's the best offensive
He's the
rebounder
only
in the
plus-
NBA.
He's the only plus that the Knicks have on this whole roster right
He
now.
is the best offensive rebounder in the National Basketball Association.
Congratulations.
Nobody can box this man out.
Congratulations. They don't have two centers, and the Oklahoma Chet Thunder have two capable centers. Chet Holmgren is maybe mid, but he's still a capable center.
All right, come on.
He's
I'm
not
I'm
bad. He's not
I'm
bad.
a huge Jet hater, but he's pretty.
He's not
good.
bad.
He's pretty good.
He's pretty
They
good.
have 2 capable centers. The Knicks have 1. And Karl Anthony Towns. Get real. Please get real. Just please take off the rose-colored glasses for once in a while. That's all I got to say. Take off the rose-colored glasses because this
I'm
team
not doing it, Kurt.
this team might have hit their ceiling at the moment. And I know I'm going to say this and now they're going to go back to Indiana and sweep or whatever. But take off the rose-tinted glasses and look at the bing-bong Knick fans that aren't in the street anymore because they haven't been winning. Everyone that's been a Knick fan 2 hours ago
What are they
started being a
supposed
Knicks
to do?
fan 2 hours
What
ago.
are they supposed to do? Go
Maybe
celebrate
still
in the streets
maybe
because they
still
lost?
root on your team. I'm not saying that go
they
celebrate
still
in
root
the
for
root.
the team, but they're not going to go hit a celly because they lost 2
MSG
games
is
to the Pacers in
MSG
the
is
Garden.
the quietest it's been probably in the last whole series, and there's a reason for it because they're losing. But you also have to try to figure out, get behind your team, maybe energize them a little bit. Maybe it's because the tickets are a little too expensive, so the people that actually are Knicks fans can't afford to go.
This is a problem.
It is.
Yeah.
Because everyone that became a Knicks fan 2 hours ago are sitting in the stands. Every Knicks fan that I know that have been friends from home that don't actually watch sports, everyone's been a Knicks fan for 30-plus years now, but they only started watching them now. Sorry, that's my 2 cents.
Extreme Malding from a certified Brooklyn Nets fan, Kurt Sippel. Had to throw the context in there
It's fine.
for that one. But that's going to do it for our Knicks Eastern Conference final talk. I still have Knicks in 7, I believe. The glasses aren't coming off, Kurt.
Take them off.
Pacers, 4.
Nah.
But
6.
6?
Yeah.
Pacers in 6.
Pacers in 6.
After
if they, I don't. Sorry,
No,
Tucker.
yeah.
But the Knicks. I don't know if the Knicks can win in Indiana. Indiana's an insane place to play. All right,
Yeah.
Continue.
After a quick little break, we're going to come back with some more NBA discussion. We're going to be talking the Western Conference Finals between the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Minnesota Timberwolves. We'll be right back after this on 90.7 FM WFUV Sports.